Today I'm late. 늦었다. Hi. Today is baby's 100. Wow, celebration. Wow. Thank you, thank you.
Congrats on the
100 days old. 100 days old? 100 days old, right? Not 100 years old. 100 days old. That makes sense, doesn't it? Thank you, 감사합니다. Thank you, thank you. 감사해요. 와, 100일 됐어. Baby turned 100 days. I'm surviving. Guys, so I have another thing to talk about. I realized that I shouldn't just be doing a podcast related to what was I going to talk about? Sorry. Yeah, podcast related to just my talking. I wanted to also do let's just take a break for now. I just put the baby to bed like 5 minutes ago, so my brain isn't working. Anyways, I should also do other talking. Where is my AC remote control? This is mommy's brain right now. You lose everything. I cannot find my AC remote control. Oh, there it is. 잠깐만. It's so, I know I should probably wear something lighter on top, but here's the thing. If I wear something lighter on top, then I have to go change again, and I don't want to wake the baby up. And also, it's nice to be like naked. I'm not naked. I have like a thing on. I have a thing, but one thing funny about breastfeeding is you like to put on. You don't want to put on bras. You want to put on. What do you want to put on? You want to put on the 소대나시. What is 소대나시 in English? You want to put on tank top. Tank top is best for the breastfeeding moms. So that's why. Anyways, today I was thinking about also including a second talking content. And the reason why I'm doing that is maybe I should put on a hat. I want to look somewhat nice. So in my house, what I do is I watch lots of TV. So many like TV things. Because here's the thing. I'm with a baby. There's nothing to do. I play with him, I talk to him, and after I do that, I don't have, I clean the house. But when you clean the house, it's kind of sad being in silence. So I usually have something on. And normally it's drama. So I'm caught up with the recent dramas a lot. So I was like, if I'm doing this drama content, maybe I should do like a mini podcast related to which drama you guys should watch and like do a lot of like those type of thing. I also started watching like K-pop shows too. So that's why I wanted to see if you guys wanted to watch Boys Planet with me, because yeah, so I was thinking of doing drama review, K-pop review, so anything Korea related review. So I was thinking of today starting with K-pop Demon Hunter, but maybe I should rewatch that to do a better review on it. Right? Don't you guys think so? No boys? Yeah, so I think maybe if we can do like, I was thinking of doing like a series of why should I watch blank and then actually talk about it. Cause have you guys watched the recent, I think it's a Netflix show. Let me know if it's on American Netflix. It's called 안녕하세요, 어서오세요. 오늘 what is this in English? I need this in English. I thought they have this in English. Hey, Sputnik, thank you for the
Twitch
sub.
baby
되게 감사합니다.
Also, can we let subs
Also,
chat
can we
without
let
verified
sub
account
chat
here with
without
please
verified
keep up the
account?
great
Keep up
streams,
the great
Juchi
streams.
love.
I should figure out how to change that. The reason why I do verified account is there's some trollers. So it would be best, but 야, 벌써 100일입니다. 말이 됩니까? It's already 100 days. It's been 100 days since I gave birth. So scary. Anyone watched Better Late Than Single? 그 모태솔로지만 연애는 하고 싶어 보신 분 있어요? So I'm thinking of doing just those type of talking. So I think it'll be fun. And then not only will I do K-drama, I was thinking of doing like K-pop too, because there were a lot of new groups out there that I found pretty nice and interesting. And then I was like, you know what would be really fun is to kind of make a K-pop stock. And depending on like their comebacks and like, I don't know, I would have to figure out the algorithm, how to like do ups and downs. That would be something fun if I have the what is it, like a developing mindset. But I was thinking, you know what would be really good is if we can make K-pop groups into stocks and fans can participate. But I think that might be also too cruel for fans and idols. I'm watching last episode of Final Draft. Is that good? Wait, but did anyone watch Better Late Than Single? No one? 그 모태솔로지만 연애하고 싶어 본 사람 없어요? 나 그거 리뷰하고 싶어. 요즘은 리뷰 영상들이 많이 있더라고요. 근데 이제 제가 리액션 유튜브를 했다가 리액션은 이제 저작권 때문에 제가 수익을 못 보니까 그거 말고 다른 게 뭐가 있을까 했는데 그냥 리뷰 영상을 할까 해가지고, 그래서 지금 아이돌들을 어떻게 리뷰 영상을 할지 좀 고민이에요. 뭐 물론 보이즈 플래닛이나 그런 거 보면 되긴 하는데, 그래서 아이돌들을 조금 더 뭔가 그냥 여기 앉아가지고 아이돌 팬들이랑 수다 떠는 방송을 편집해가지고 올릴까도 이런 생각을 하고, 하여튼 뭐 요즘 고민이 많아요. 뭔가 하고도 싶은데. I watched a Korean dating show recently on Netflix. They were all yeah, that's the one I was talking about. It's called Better Late Than Single. So I recently watched that. It made me think about you guys. 어떡해. So if you guys have not watched it, please watch it. So yeah, I think we'll do kind of talking show, and then which I think will be fun because all I can do on stream is talk. I was also, and then what's funny was I have too much to edit related to my podcast about motherhood, so I have to take a break from that because I'll be behind. 아니 편집할 게 너무 많아. 편집할 시간은 없는데 편집할 거는 또 많고, 그래가지고 지금 조금 딜레마가 좀 심해요. 그래서 지금은 조금 이제 다른 것들도 하면서 이러려고 해요. 뮤비 영상이요? 그러니까 리뷰 영상, 근데 뮤비 영상의 단점은 꼭 뮤비를 틀어놔야 되더라고요. 그런 거 안 틀어놓고 뭔가 좀 재밌게 하면 좋을 것 같아가지고 그런 거를 생각하고 있었어요. 아기 100일 파티긴 한데 그냥 저희끼리 보내는 거예요. 사실 이렇게 키면은 또 수금이 들어오지 않을까 켰어요. 이 악마 같은 엄마의 본능적인 막 돈을 찾는 그런 그런 거니까. So 그거랑 오늘 또 새로운 컨텐츠를 해가지고 편집을 이렇게, 사실 지금 편집에 시간을 많이 투자를 못 해가지고 라이브 방송보다는 편집을 좀 해서 빨리 올리는 생각을 더 위주로 하고 있긴 해요. Actually, I'm thinking of editing more than live streaming because it's easy to live stream and make content than editing. Editing takes a while. I'm trying to also do 1 shorts a day. Minimum or maximum 2 one every 2 days. So But yeah, today is my baby's 100 days. Actually, we should talk about 100 days though. Today is 100 days. 오늘은 100일에 대해서 얘기를 해야 되겠다. Today is a new. 오늘 100일 잔치. Good morning. Yeah. So I will briefly mention about today's related content on Discord too, but I will start a review channel for K-drama, K-pop idols, not just K-pop idols, but also K-drama, K-shows, because I liked watching those. I started watching the recent lawyer related K-drama. I don't like that one. It's not as good as Woo. I think none of the the lawyer related K-drama can beat Woo. Even I watched the one with Lee Jong-suk, I Use a Boyfriend. That one was also pretty bad. So anyways, today's story is about baby's 100 days. So I don't know about US, but in Korea we celebrate 100 days because back in the days in Korea, I don't know about US, but in Korea baby couldn't live past 100 days. So if the baby was alive for 100 days, then they will be celebrating it. And so that's why today is officially baby's 100 days. Now, before COVID and everything, they used to spend 100 days with parties and taking pictures and giving out 100-day rice cake. I haven't really figured out why they gave the 100 days rice cake. I should have looked it up before, but it has the Chinese character 100 on the rice cake, and they send it to give good fortune to the baby, saying let's hope that he will live for a long time. So that's why they give it off back in the days, and they would invite guests over to celebrate it. Now, the modern trend in taking care of babies in Korea is that they don't do that anymore. They actually, instead of doing that, they just spend the time with family and take, very few people. We don't want to have too many people too, right? So we spend it just by taking pictures and then maybe delivering decent food and calling it a day. So you see the two different weight of how much energy we should put in, right? And so this time, since the baby is 100 days for me, but I value more on baby's health than inviting guests over, I decided not to invite a lot of people. So the only people who could visit was people who have gotten the Tdap shot, which also is not covered by insurance in Korea. So you would have to pay $50 for it. So I didn't want to force anyone to get it, but it also meant I wasn't going to allow them to come until when the baby is somewhat fully vaccinated, which is 6 months. And in a lot of the American articles, they do mention how before 6 months, there's a high chance of the baby dying from the whooping cough. So that's why, you don't want to risk anything, especially if they're just coming to see the baby and be like, oh, it's so cute, blah, 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 right? So since today is the 100 days, and today I will be celebrating it with my husband and my baby, but the Saturday will be a fun time for me. So my in-laws are coming, and initially I wasn't gonna allow anyone, but this is where the cultural difference, or not the cultural difference, but like the older generation versus the younger generation comes in. Initially I wasn't going to invite people, even the family members, because first, my mom and my brother is not in Korea right now, so they cannot spend the 100 days. So I felt a little, annoyed, saying, hey, how come you get to spend it with your family but not my family? This is the most stupidest thing, but Jinri kind of likes to be evenly on everything. I had that feeling. So, this time around I was like, Mia, maybe since there will be the 1-year anniversary, that, the 1-year birthday party, which is also huge in Korea, that's another fun story. why don't we just do it where we can go to a photo booth and take a picture, just the three of us, because there won't be any people there, and then come home, maybe we'll have the fancy things, the decoratives, which wasn't that expensive, and then call it a day. And we'll just take pictures using my phone, using and then I can have my Canon video thing on, or this and that. Well, 2 weeks before today, my father-in-law was like, Jinri, so what are you doing for your 100 days? And I was worried. I was like, what does that mean? So I told him, oh, I think I will probably just spend it with the family, just very small and very short, because nowadays baby usually live more than 100 days. And he was like, no, I think honestly he showed the affection of, I want to spend the 100 days with him. And that got me worried, because here's the thing. So my in-laws are divorced, and so if we do it for one parent, then we have to do it for the other parent, and they both work, so that means that Saturday and Sunday will be booked. And being a housewife plus a mom, I need both days off. But yeah, we will be spending the same party both on Saturday and Sunday. And that also means that since none of my relatives, only one of my relatives got the Tdap shot, that they can't come. So yeah, that was a huge hassle. But that also meant, oh, we have to order rice cake, right? Now, to order rice cake, they have the fancy rice cake where it has the one I mentioned earlier with the Chinese symbol of 100. They also been recently making a rice cake with the image of a snake, because my baby is born in the year of snake. So of course I want to treat people with the fancy ones. So my initial plan, without talking to my in-laws, I was like, oh, why don't we just give people who's visiting to our house, which is just it's your mom and your dad, we'll just give those two rice cake, and then we'll have our rice cake for ourselves, and there'll be just four. And that's usually what people do. We don't really send it off to other people and like make it a huge deal, right? Well, the same day, that was my initial plan. The same day, my father-in-law also mentioned, so are you ordering rice cake? And we were like, yeah, just for you, because you're coming over. And since the rice cake has an expiration date of 1 day, if it's left in the room temperature, the rice cake expiration date is just 1 day. So we were just thinking of just giving it to you, right? He's like, and then he talks about the old tradition of old culture of it's good fortune, it's good for the baby to send it off to everyone. And it did bring a lot of stress for me, because that means I have 10 relatives. I have aunties. I have my mom's side has 4 aunts and 1 uncle, and they are also married and have kids. My dad's side has 3 auntie, and yeah, I have 3 auntie. 1, 2, 3. Because 1 is in Canada, so I think 3. So that's what, 5 plus. So I have 8 plus, times 3, because they also have kids and blah blah blah. I have grandma and grandma. So our family is huge. Mia's family is very small. Mom's side only has uncle, and dad's side only has aunt. So Mia's dad was obviously like, why don't we just send it off to, you should also send it to your relatives, is what they said. So don't forget to take care of auntie. And so father-in-law was just thinking about his side, right? And me sitting there is like, oh my god. Now remember, since my relative hasn't gotten the Tdap shot, only one of them, I was like, that means I should send it off through delivery. Now, Korean delivery, if it's the day of delivery, it's $5 minimum. And it can go up depending on the distance. luckily all my mom's side live in, they all live somewhat close, so I'm thinking maybe $5, $6, $7. And I'm sitting there being like, does he not think about our family and how much we have? So it's a happy day to celebrate the baby's 100 day of living, and it's great fortune to celebrate the happiness, the joyfulness of how he was able to live this much without having any sort of disease or sickness. It's such a happy moment, but it's such a big hassle. And so that's where kind of not only just the cultural difference, but the generation gap is showing. Because recently we don't really take care of the aunties and uncles. We would just give them calls, but even if we're close, just don't really care too much about them. So even if that was the case, I was just going to be like, okay, well, if we're going to give off rice cake, why don't we just give one off to Mia's brother? And that's also another story, because initially they were gonna get the Tdap shot, but Mia's sister-in-law is planning on getting married. I put on the quotation mark for this because they've been planning for the last 3 months, and it seems that I don't know if they're really planning, or if it's just they are kind of using that as like so that elders wouldn't nag them planning. So she was gonna wait until she gets pregnant, because when you get pregnant, you get the Tdap shot again, even if you have the vaccine. So the vaccine lasts for 10 years, right? However, if you get pregnant, because you want to give off the vaccine to the baby for at least 2-3 weeks, you would have to get the Tdap shot again for the mom. So I did tell her that earlier. You could get the whooping cough, but if you plan on getting pregnant, you have to get it again. So why don't you choose? Because like I said, I don't want to force people to get any vaccinated shots, but I also want them to get vaccinated if they want to see the baby. So I told her that, and she's like, oh really? Okay, well, you know what, I'll just wait. So she said she'll wait, and I'm not gonna like judge on her decision. So I was like, that's okay. Which means that her husband, so my brother-in-law, is thinking about whether or not he wants to come, because if he comes and his, so it's all complicated situations. So that's why Mia and I were like, okay, it's just family. But now, people want to take care of the aunties and uncles and blah, blah, blah. So we're sitting here ordering rice cake. Luckily, the rice cake has been ordered. I will be planning on doing it. But to be honest, the 100 days, there isn't anything special that we just do. We just take a bunch of pictures. So, unfortunately, it's a happy day for the baby to be turning 100, but in reality, Koreans make it a huge deal and take these fancy pictures. You'll be surprised. I will maybe show you, if I can, the picture of the setting later on, but it will be in the Korean traditional outfit. They have fancy decoration in the front, fancy decoration in the back. They have rice cakes in front, and then you just take pictures. But obviously the baby barely can have his neck like standing there still, so we'll be rattling with our rattlestick, and it's like, okay, so you get to think about who are we celebrating the 100 days party for, right? So it was just one of the stressful moment of being a daughter-in-law in Korea, because they have a tradition that they want to spend, and I think maybe we did that for my family too, but all I remember, at least what my brother did with his baby, is they did just take pictures. They did go over to my mom's, but actually my mom was lazy and said, don't come over, you guys can spend it on yourself, with you and you guys' family. But they came over just to take pictures. But yeah, so it is pretty it's a big hassle to be celebrating the baby's 100, but it's a great moment, so I shouldn't complain about it, because it is very, it's all love that they are giving. But like I said, if we want to take care of all the relatives, then it just kind of gets complicated, and yeah, lots of family time. So that means that this coming Monday, I will be probably not streaming, or if I'm streaming, I'll be very tired and giving you guys that, okay, you guys just talk among yourselves so that I can just listen and, you know, be free from it. But yeah, I think that's one unfortunate thing about having like a huge cultural difference, which is kind of funny because I'm technically Korean American, but I guess it's not just cultural difference, but the generation gap, the generation difference, along with how it's been celebrated within our family versus his family. But yeah, it's for some people, spending the 100-day party is pretty big for some families. So let's just hope no one comes in very fancy hanbok. But yeah, so my baby will be wearing hanbok, which would be the traditional way, and we also ordered, because it comes in a nice set, they have like a nice set. It was all that set was $70. It's so it's a rental set that we got, $70 approximately, so I'm not gonna complain. And we also ordered not only the hanbok, the Korean traditional outfit, but we also ordered a modern like clothes, so that it's not just hanbok. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, happy 100 days to my baby. But if anyone wants to marry a Korean, you know, family, this is something that you might have to deal with. So good luck. Oh, it's very exhausting. You guys love 100 days, babies, and dating couples? Yeah, so it's not just babies, but there's dating couples, and they celebrate 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, and then once you get to like 500, then you're just like, okay, we're done. Even just getting to 300. Just an excuse for a party these days versus way back in the days when it was a big deal. Yeah, I guess it's just an excuse plus a reason for the in-laws to come see the babies. So I was gonna have a separate episode of this, but in Korea, for the in-laws to come see the babies, it's not that welcoming anymore. You know how people used to say it takes a whole village to take care of a baby? Well, that mindset kind of changed, because the problem with elders taking care of babies is that they have the older mindset. I even got random people touching my baby, which I did not like. I don't know about you guys, but I did not like it when babies were touching my baby's foot. It's kind of like, I don't know if you washed your hands after you've been out of the toilet, and you probably touch a lot of like germs. I would like it if you wouldn't touch my baby. But you know, she just comes up and she just touches my baby's feet. I'm like, what the fudge is this? And so nowadays, and then she complains. Well, she wasn't complaining. She did ask nicely of, why do you guys not put on socks? And I didn't know, but apparently that's a thing in not only in Korea, which was pretty interesting. But and so I'm sitting there giving her the scientific background of, oh, because the baby's heart, you know, the pounding of the baby's heart is very weak, or yeah, baby's heartbeat is weak, so that the blood circulation doesn't reach the foot as much as the other places in the body. So it's okay for the baby's feet to be cold, and the hand. So, you know, I give her all that like shenanigan and blah, blah, blah. And she's keep touching on my feet. So Mia just got so angry at her, being like, why is she touching? So anyways, yeah. I think the 100 days is just like an Asian thing, because back in the days, Asian country was not that wealthy in terms of food, I guess. So I don't know. They just celebrated, so. But yeah, anyways, welcome in for those who just came in. But I think I might have to go off soon because baby suddenly woke up. Yeah, I mean, some immune exposure is fine, but this early in stage, I don't want that. Maybe like 1 year later, he's exposed, then I'm fine. But just early on, because even there's a lot of cases where babies die because of constipation. So I don't want to deal with that. and we talked about the sujoku, the mouth hand some germ, the disease that I talked about yesterday or 2 days ago, that is caused by babies like getting exposed to, you know, like putting things in the mouth and sharing it, everything, and that makes the baby have really bad rashes all over their body, and sometimes if it gets worse, they have to be in the linger. So as a mom, I don't want to really deal with that. So we're just hoping that later on it'll be best. Even doctors don't advise babies or child to be sent to like water pools at really young age because it's very dangerous. And my baby just woke up, so I should take care of it. It's only been 30 minutes. Let's wait. So and then for those who just came in, I wanted to say I have lots of videos that I was initially supposed to edit for my baby. Please be calm. He's not supposed to be hungry right now, is he? Anyway, I was supposed to have I have the like bunch of videos that I was supposed to edit, but I got kind of lazy, so I will, you know, gradually get that out there. But in the meantime, I was also thinking about doing another like talking about like reviews related to Korean stuff, like K-drama, K-show, Korean shows. So I don't know, for those who watched, I mentioned it earlier, recently what's this show called in English again? Better Late Than Single. I was gonna do a review with you guys because, like I said, it really made me think of you guys. And so I'll probably do a review for that one. And I have a couple of K-dramas I wanted to recommend. So I will kind of do like a series on like why should we follow blah blah blah, or what does that supposed to mean? Oh, that's a very good question. And then I also wanted to do some review on K-pop idols. I know I used to do like the learn this K-pop group. Maybe we'll do like a shortened version of that. I'm not sure how, but I'll think about doing something because I watch a lot of shows on Netflix lately. So I hope to be doing that sometime soon. And it's better to do like these type of talk show, like podcast style, than me trying to do other things like maneuver. The thing with K-pop dances is I have to like change once the baby's asleep, turn on the lights, and then film, and then rechange and go. So it's like, oh my god. So I didn't watch Secret Number. I'm hoping to get that dance memorized by today, tomorrow, and that'll be kind of like the start of my K-pop channel again, because you know that channel really likes Secret Number, so I'll use Secret Number again. Thank you, Secret Number, for a nice comeback. It's a good reason for me to come back too with that. So I'll do a dance thing. I'll do the dance heartbeat one. I did finally film the Twice's dance, but I have to edit that one too. Editing just takes a while. So if I'm not streaming, that's probably what I'm doing. So just have that in mind. But I think it's time to go, guys. The baby will not stop crying. But it was a nice 30 minutes with you guys. 하여튼 그래서 리뷰 영상 같은 거 비슷한 거를 아마 할 것 같아요. 그런 거를 해서 또 그런 것도 올려야지. 야, 이제는 우리가 헤어져야 할 시간. 다음에 또 만나요. Now we should end the stream. Yeah, and K-pop dances, by the way, requires me to put on nice makeup. I look hideous without makeup on. 진짜 K-pop 리액션 그 춤 안무를 따서 찍으려고 했거든요. 이거 화장 안 한 상태에서 하니까 너무 슬프더라고. Yeah, okay, I really gotta go. You know how people tell me to, you know, let the baby cry? Maybe thinking that he'll calm himself? My baby has never done that. I think he's hungry. I gotta go feed him. Yeah, he's getting angry. 애기 지금 화내서 짜증내는 거 들려요? 에이씨 막 이래. I think one day he will start swearing. 조명과 필터로 커버하자고? 그러니까 그것도 지금 생각해보고 있어요. 그러니까 이게 첫 틀을 잘 잡아야 제가 이제 편집하기가 쉬워지는데 아직 첫 틀을 좀 잡는데 시간이 오래 걸려가지고. I don't wanna leave. 아 이제 딱 시작했는데 I just started talking and like you know we were ready to be talking about like better late than single. Okay, now I gotta go. Okay, everyone. 아리가또. Adios. Sayonara. 再见. Ah, my Mandarin is getting there, guys. One day I will talk to you guys in Mandarin. I'll miss you guys. I miss you. Guys, don't scatter yet. I didn't go yet. Are you guys still there? Are you guys still there? Okay, bye. Okay, baby really crying. Okay, see you guys on Discord. 안녕. 여러분 디코에서 봐요. 디코에서 놀아주세요 저랑. 안녕. 잘 있어. Okay, I really gotta go. Bye.